I'm in front of the beamer.
Work? Wonderful. So, good morning. We are FromForm, and we're a film and design studio, and we're based in Rotterdam. And today, oh, by the way, thanks for inviting us to the Creative Mornings. We've been familiar with the concept, and we're very grateful now to be added along such a great list of speakers. So, thanks for that. Our talk today is about the roller coaster ride we've been having as a starting film and design studio. And in about a year's time, we've gone from some very depressing lows to some amazing highs, all with the three of us. So a lot has happened in that time, and we want to share our experiences with you.
Yeah, because in the last 2 years we've lost pitches, lost a lot of sleep, bruised ribs, gained and lost 2 clients in a day. It was a special day, and it's been a crazy period for us.
Oh, definitely.
I don't have to do that. Wow. So we're with the three of us, Ashley, Jurjen, and I'm Wouter. Hi. And so we've been invited because today's team is crossover, and as you can see already, we're both from we're all three from different backgrounds. Ashley is from interior design, I'm an advertiser, and Jurjen is a filmmaker. And with our perspectives from every branch, we have some crazy lookouts on the work we do.
Yeah, so it seemed very well fitting also to the philosophy of our studio when we heard that the theme was crossover. So as a film and design studio, we make short films, commercials, title design. It's quite broad actually, and we try to look for the edges and the boundaries every time of what other projects we can do. So it's not really sticked to only film, for instance. And in all of our projects and all of our work, handcrafted work is a main element throughout it. So as you can see here.
Yeah, and the way to elaborate a bit about how we work is that each of us has a specialty. Like for instance, Ashley focused on set design and art direction, but all creative choices we take together. So someone takes the lead in a certain phase. I focus on the scripts, Jurjen focus on the film, how it's going to look, but in the end we always go together. And
these are very nice moments.
So this is our studio in Rotterdam, from the outside and the inside. We're going a little bit back to the start. When we had our studio together with the three of us, we started out almost 2 years ago. The question was, of course, because we had a studio but we had no work. So how can we make sure people get to know us, and how can we make sure that we can make the work we want to make? So
one of our goals was to make title designs and title sequences, and we said to each other, well, why not aim for one of the greatest honors in title design, and to us that worthy of main titles at the time, but also now. Of main titles in Barcelona, and we said.
Maybe we have to say what off festival is.
Oh, it's a design conference held in Barcelona each year, and a 3-day festival with a lot of speakers from the creative field, directors, artists, and designers. And every year there is a title design has to be made, including all these speakers. So yeah, let's go for off main titles, but how? How can we achieve this, and how do we get there? And actually, because this was only for the established and major big studios, so we were a bit like down the stairs and looking up. How can we get there?
Yeah, we just started, so nobody knew us, and our name was then. Oh no, just go on. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No worries. Yeah, so we started actually with sending a simple email, and this was a mail to the director of the off festival called he's Hector. And he actually replied within 3 minutes, and he said he's a huge fan of our work, and which was a big honor. And they told us they would like to work with us. So yeah, goal 1 achieved. But then after seeing the work done by the other studios like Post Panic and The Mail and even Prologue from LA-based design studio, we were wondering, how can we pull this off? So.
It's me?
Yeah. Tell them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we just started, and we've been had this idea in our minds for a while. It was a cabinet of curiosity, really inspired by the 19th century Enlightenment period. And yeah, we were thinking, oh, we really want to do something with that, but yeah, what? And there was no budget at all, so we had to challenge ourselves to do just with the 3 of us, no external parties. And
yeah.
So we just started because yeah, a script needed to be written, and yeah, we worked on that.
Storyboards were drawn. We like to draw out every frame we want to shoot. Quite ambitious. And yeah, all the titles we did by hand. And Ashley did a complete set design, so built from scratch actually, the back of our studio.
Yeah.
And we started out by borrowing a lot from Wouter's mother.
Yeah, my mother is like a collector of everything.
So we got this van and we just pushed and pushed and pushed, and I know your father was a bit looking surprised.
Yeah.
Where's my home going? In the van and onto our studio in Rotterdam. So where we stacked everything, and it was getting very crowded. And we brought it all to our small studio.
Yeah, slowly things started to fit together and becoming this actual room instead of our workspace studio. So.
And yeah, another important thing was what we noticed here, that despite the fact that we all came from different disciplines, this project really felt something where everything overlaps at the time. So it just really felt like pieces of a puzzle that fit together, and yeah, like set design and title design and script writing. So yeah, our different backgrounds just really found a perfect balance at the time. That's what we realized when doing the project.
Yeah, but then in the midst of all this, when we're just going at it and having fun and working with no budget at all, a commercial client came along, and so we were thinking, yeah, we really need money because food is kind of a necessity. And yeah, what do we do? Do we keep focused working on this and doing what we love, or do we kind of do this no sleep and go on? So, well, the choice was a hard one, but
we decided. Yeah, in the end we said, yeah, of course, it was a tough decision, but yeah, we really believed in making the film, and there were so many aspects already that were fitting together that we said, yes, let's continue with this. And we asked an old friend to be Mr. Hamilton. We continued building the set and finished the very final last details. And after a few days, very long days of shooting, we finally got the end result. It's the original film is actually 6 minutes, so
this
yeah,
is a little sneak peek of.
So it's a really sneak peek. Yeah, let's see.
I read every single book that I could find which would teach me anything about this world I was living in and knew so little about. It was no surprise that at college my favorite place was their enormous library. I read and I read. I drowned myself in the ocean of books. I had no interest for the social aspects of student life. I found my friends in the books of Verne, Wallace, and Darwin. This was the life I aimed for, a life of adventure and travel. I decided to leave college in advance, gave my globe a spin, and let it decide where my adventure would start. It had to be faith. My globe took me to Mauritius, the Isle of the Dodo.
So yeah, that's a small excerpt of the whole thing. So
Yeah, if you want to see the whole film, you can see it on our website. It was like 6 months only making this film.
2 months.
6 months, 6 weeks, 2 months. But the lesson we got out of it was investing time in a project you really want to make means compromising on commercial projects. And was it all worth it? Yes, a big yes. Besides the great applause we get and the lovely words on the internet, even tears were shed. Awards and nomination. We did it actually all for the love of making the film, and we had because it was our first big project, we had sort of a confirmation of running a studio together with the 3 of us, because we did everything together and by our own.
So yeah, believe in what you want to make.
Alright, so finished the project, came back from Barcelona. What now?
In need of money.
In need of money. No bread on table. The big client came, and everything it was great. It was a big budget, it was a nationwide TV commercial, it was a big agency, quite a big client. They contacted us because they liked our off titles, and they said to us this was perfect because this was really the work we wanted to make. So they said, we've seen your titles, and they said we want something like this. Which is not really in line of what we did at the time. So it was not really up our alley, and if we wanted to, we couldn't because we're not character animators. So what we did, we decided just to pitch a complete new concept and without funny little characters. Did they take it? No, not at all actually. On to the next.
Coffee company, a Dutch coffee brand you may know, asked us to make a film to launch the rebranding, and it was a commercial project but with an open brief, and we thought, well, it's just like our festival but now with budget, so we can go crazy.
We based our idea actually around the table that is centered as a centerpiece in every coffee company. Don't know if people have been there, probably, because it's big here. And we thought, this is really an iconic thing for a coffee company, and we think, let's make that the base of the story we want to tell about coffee company, and let's incorporate the complete story of a coffee company in that table.
And so the ideas were getting bigger, and obviously the budgets were getting smaller. And then new questions arose. With such a big concept and such an ambitious plan, where do you fit a 17-meter table, which was our goal actually, and how do you light 70 meters? And more importantly, how do you let a camera film 70 meters in constant speed, floating above the table? So these were all sketches, and we just didn't know how to make these things, and these might be easy questions for an expert or like a big production team, but since it was just all 3 of us, we just was undiscovered terrain to us.
So then, it was time to get someone else involved, and we didn't want to go to professionals yet, just friends. So
we asked him.
Yeah, and he built this robot for us.
90 meters.
Yeah.
So we made the table in different parts. Ashley was finishing the tabletops. We even made skill models in our studio, which was already too crowded.
It's getting more cluttered than cluttered.
Yeah. No overview. And yeah, you could say that things went really well, actually, until they didn't.
Yeah, this picture is made just the night before the shoot, and we haven't slept in a couple of days, as you may can see. But we heard the news just before this picture that the dolly track that was handmade couldn't work anymore. So we were beat, and we were on a point of giving up. So we thought, oh, we have to cancel the shoot because the camera doesn't work anymore. But
yeah, let's get it done. Yeah, so we decided not to cancel and get through the night trying to fix it. And the scariest thing now at the time was that we hadn't seen any tests yet of the floating camera and how it would look like and if the concept would work at all. So very scary thing.
Yeah, and then it was like already 5 in the morning and we finally got the dolly track back working, everything, yeah, we were just... Oh. And then this happened. Yeah. So, yeah, and in less than 2 hours the client would be at our doorstep, we had no power, and there would be 30 people with crew and cast standing, and I called a power service for an aggregate, and actually fell asleep while dialing because it was like 6 in the morning. So
that was wonderful. Yeah. So what should we do, Ashley and I, when you were sleeping? No, we said we woke up Wouter, got the dolly back to work. The aggregate came just in time, so we welcomed everybody and finally got started making magic. So here's the coffee company film. I think we might show a little bit shorter version because of the time, since it's 3 minutes. So here we go.
Coffee. That's where we start. Back in the day, we all used to drink the same plain old cup of coffee. When we opened our doors in 1996, we wanted to introduce people to the versatility of coffee within a relaxed setting. Cappuccinos, lattes, and espressos have been going over our tables ever since. Since then, a lot has changed. We're learning so much more about coffee, from how it's farmed, all the way down to the best methods for roasting and brewing. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. Every day we ask ourselves how we can make our coffee even better. Our quest starts with finding the best farmers and partners who are as obsessed with coffee as we are. On the plantations, conditions are nicely balanced so our little shrubs can grow to perfection. From these perfectly cultivated coffee shrubs, we pick the ripest berries by hand to ensure that our coffee has that rich and sweet flavor. Once picked, the berries are peeled, washed, and laid out to relax as green beans on a drying bed. Then, together with the farmers, we do some serious tasting and testing so we get the best beans and the best deals. Now the green beans are ready to embark on their long journey toward our coffee roaster. Yeah, it's a long journey. Upon arrival, every bean gets roasted just right so we experience maximum flavor, which can differ from sweet to fruity to deeper tastes like chocolate and caramel. To become familiar with all these flavors, we cup the coffee. Cupping is our process of tasting. We sample and share our newest assets and do it to keep the flavor consistent and nice. For us, coffee is never just coffee. It's actually quite the complex drink. Even a small change can have a huge impact on its flavor. To preserve all that flavor, we grind the beans just before brewing because 60% of the aroma is gone within 15 minutes. With the freshly ground coffee in our portafilter, we come to the final and most important step: the brewing of your perfect cup of coffee. It doesn't matter if you choose a classic cappuccino, an adventurous filter, or a strong espresso. We want you to enjoy good coffee no matter where you are. Which is why our beans are now available online. So choose your weapon. Whether it's our old school espresso blend for your own barista setup, or a banging filter coffee from Kenya, we make sure that our beans are delivered to your doorstep, ready to be ground and brewed. And with a subscription of your choice, you will never have to leave your house again. So you'll get to enjoy the thing that started it all. Coffee.
So yeah, it was a long day of shooting, and it was a one-taker indeed, in case you were wondering.
Yeah. And in a shoot, I think from 8 in the morning till 10 at night, we got to do 8 takes, because every turnaround was a lot of coffee being made.
All fresh coffee. So yeah, the lesson we've learned from this was we can't do everything by ourselves. Although we prefer it, it's not possible for every shoot. And especially for clients, it demands a different way of working. So yeah, our minimized workflow we did for off with just the 3 of us. We're great for the off project itself, but it was less successful for like this 30-man shoot. So this project was all about doing 10 things at the same time. We were literally sanding the table while at the same time having a Skype conversation with the client. All right. Next one.
Yeah, off to the Willem de Kooning Academy. It's the Art Academy in Rotterdam, and that's the academy we all 3 are from. I'm very proud to be from. So it was a real honor to get the chance to make an online commercial for them. And yeah. And after the coffee company, we all had the same idea actually. Let's keep this small and simple. No crazy studio settings with 30 people, but just let's go back to basics. 3 people, we've got talent. Let's use that talent and not go too crazy. And moreover, we need to be creative within a smaller budget. So they forced us to keep it simple.
Yeah. So yeah, how do you portray all of these students from so many disciplines in one film was really the challenge as soon as we got the briefing. So from graphic design to fashion to filmmaking and product design. So a lot of courses and disciplines.
Yeah, and the one thing that all these different courses have in common is creation, actually, the creative process. So we wanted to focus on that creative process from starting out with a lot of inspiration to I'm gonna do this later somewhere in the week, and then and losing sleep, and yeah, everything from amazing highs to very sad lows of stuff not working out the way you wanted. So yeah, so this again,
we were full charge with this project. So from A to Z, from script to set design, full production. So a lot of fun. And we're going to show it now. Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. When is this due? 3 weeks. Let's start out right away. Start looking for inspiration. This, not that, this, definitely not this. Yes, that's nice. What's that? That party you cannot miss, right? You should keep working. Definitely Back to it. What? It's already due this Thursday. We can do this. You got a fresh, blank canvas, plenty of room for your ideas, and then there's nothing. I know, that first line is the hardest. Don't try to make it perfect. In fact, make it the ugliest line you've ever seen. Remember, ideas are everything. And if you can draw a stick figure, you can explain an idea. So think of one. Is it that simple? Not really, because there's no recipe. But there are ingredients. Just start, work hard, and have fun with it. Ask yourself, why are you doing this? Are you expressing your views or trying to make a difference? Or do you just love the challenge of creating within a set framework? Explore materials, try techniques, discover new ones. New techniques lead to new ideas. Now show it to people. Hey, I know what you're thinking, but a second pair of eyes and hands can evolve your projects from good to great. And who knows, you might just start a business together. Stop talking, start doing. And once you're creating, you won't be able to stop until you get that last detail that nobody will notice just right. Okay, just these final come on! Don't give up. You still got one more night. Never forget you are here to learn. So fail as often and hard as you can, and love every second of it. You made it. It's done. Now let's do it all over again.
Yeah, so this is our 2-minute guide to the creative process.
Just to really quickly, we would like to also show you a making of how we made the actual film.
As you can imagine, the smashing of the MacBook. A fun thing to do.
All in all, it was a really fun project to do with the three of us. Just really enjoyed the minimal setup again with just the three of us and some friends. So we felt relieved to work in a very flexible setting again.
Even got to build our own silkscreen workshop.
So yeah, what we got from this project was to just start, work hard, and have fun with it. And to us, this was the ultimate lesson we've learned. And it's not only actually from this project, but we realized that this philosophy can be found through all of our work actually. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.
Yeah.